there are different ways to rock and hold babies to soothe them. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you some techniques on how to do that. Hey sitters, welcome back to another video. Today I have Camden here to help us demonstrate the different ways to hold a baby but also rock and soothe them as well. So first things first is always ask the parents what soothes their baby the best, because parents know their babies more than anybody else. But if you're curious on different techniques or have forgotten to ask the parents, we'll go through them today. So the first position is like a football, and I know that sounds weird, but it will help babies with colic and gassy issues, like if they have gas or stomach issues, pressure on the stomach really helps them. So making sure that the baby's face is not on your arm and that they can breathe and you're not choking them. Lay them flat, and then usually I pat very gently on their back and make sure that there's not a lot, but enough pressure on their stomach to help them release gas if they need to. Next one is tilted upwards, so they're still facing towards the ground, but they're tilted upwards because they feel more comfortable with my arm on their stomach and my chest on their back, and this makes them feel more secured. If you have them up facing this way, it's just the arm that is touching them and they may not feel secure or comforted, so just that tilt up may help. Also, this position allows the baby to see what is going on and they don't feel like they're missing out on anything, and then they tend to fall asleep anyways. So this is a good position for those who don't like being inward or not being able to see anything. Very curious babies tend to like to watch what's going on. So the next position is facing upwards to the ceiling, and they, again, nothing on the stomach, just the back, and you make sure that you're holding them so they're not going to fall. And then tilted in. This is a really good position for very young babies that are still breastfeeding, because this is the position that they would be in for breastfeeding, and that's a comfort feeling to them as well. And also your hand is on their back, your chest is on their stomach, and they feel secured. Some babies don't like laying down at all, so what I do is I take them and I put them on my shoulder here, making sure that their head is facing out and that they can still breathe and my shoulder's not covering their mouth or their nose. And then I take my hand and make sure that I'm holding the head and I'm supporting the head. And that way everything's being held onto perfectly and they feel secure. So we're going to start here with our techniques. So those were all the positions, but our techniques are going to come in now. And while holding a baby like this, usually the best way is to sway them. If you're swaying them and that's not working, you can do a little bounce, making sure that you're not bouncing them so hard that their chin is hitting your shoulder. This is not a good way to bounce a baby. Swaying like this is not a good way to sway a baby. It's very gentle movements. So that is one of the ways if they're facing up. All right, we're gonna move them into this position. We're gonna move her, into this position. We'll go through the rest of the techniques. So swaying, we just talked about swaying. Again, not violently. They don't need that much motion. You might actually make them motion sickness or give them motion sickness. But their swaying is very good. Make sure you're holding them securely. And they like that. Or bouncing. Sometimes I bounce at the knees. If they're a lighter baby, I bounce at the arms. Again, it's not a whole thing. You gotta just gently bounce. They don't need a lot of motion. And then some kids don't even need that. Some of my kids just like the feeling of me walking. So just that bounce in my walk is enough motion for them that they will soothe themselves and fall asleep. So, but when I'm walking, it's not a hard walk. It's not a loud walk. Again, you got to be quiet when you're soothing a baby. Just a gentle, like you're walking down the street kind of thing. Remember, this is not a lot of effort for you, just enough so that there's some movement. You don't want to harm the baby when you're rocking or soothing them. You want it to be very gentle and quiet so that it helps soothe them and possibly put them to sleep. If you want more tips like these to become a better babysitter, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.